What is up? It is your boy, Mickey G, and as you can see, we're back, and it's time for predicting the NFL Mickey G. It's been about a 4-year hiatus, which I think is far too long. Here we are, we're bringing it back, and we're better than ever, baby. I've also started compiling the total win stats, win-loss stats of my picks and a couple other things like the game of the week, stuff like that, and then also how the team does when I wear their jersey and how my pick does when for the game, the jersey that I wore. Right now I only have week 1 done there, but once I'm done, I'm gonna have the whole spreadsheet and stuff. I'll have the link for that in the description, so be on the lookout for that. But anyways, yeah, we're back. We're predicting the NFL, and I'm older and I'm wiser, so I should have more ball knowledge now. So that's enough talk, enough gabbing. Let's get into the predictions. First, we have the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs won the whole darn thing last year, and historically, the Chiefs have been good the last 5 or 6 years. The Ravens have been too when Lamar's healthy, which he is currently now. It's week 1. However, he could get a cold the day before. It's not out of the question for Lamar. But I'm not going to, dance around it here. I'm picking the Chiefs, all right? They're the better team. They've made some good moves. They have a couple felons on the team. That's all stuff that, brings the Chiefs together as an organization to win football games. And so I think I'm going to have them beat the Ravens. This is also the game of the week. Forgot to mention that. It's week 1. I'll get back on my stuff, quickly there, but we're a little slow right now. All right, next game we have the Patriots at the Bengals. Patriots might have the bottom 1 roster in the league, so I'm probably not likely to pick them in a lot of these games. They're also starting Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. No hate against the guy, but there's a reason you weren't a starter for a lot of years. Bengals, they've switched up the roster a little bit. No more Joe Mixon. Instead, Zach Moss is starting for them. Yeah, I'm definitely going the Bengals in this one. Now, next we have the Jags at the Dolphins. Here's the thing. At least for week 1, historically, teams are 0-2 when I wear their jersey. So maybe not the best choice to be wearing the Jags jersey. I am 1-1 in my picks. So maybe this will change. They're going against the Dolphins. I'm a certified hater of Tua turned the ball over, and I think the Jags defense has vastly improved, so they should be able to force some of those patent Tua turnovers. So I am going with the Jaguars in this one. Next, we have the Texans at the Colts. The Texans have my beautiful Pookiekins, C.J. Stroud, who did a great job his rookie year, and the Colts have Anthony Richardson, who I don't think should be a quarterback in the NFL. So on those two things alone, I'm definitely going with the Texans in this one. Next, we have the Raiders at the Chargers. Now, I do love my boy Gardner Minshew. I have his jersey from back when he was in Jacksonville, but I also do love my glorious king, Justin Herbert. And with an actual functional head coach in Mr. Harbaugh, I think they should have success. All right? Chargers, I think, are the better team, the better roster, and Herbert's the better quarterback, and if he doesn't have to carry the team as much, because now he has actual running backs on the roster, such as Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, who will likely be tearing his ACL by week 3. I think they have the far better chance here, and definitely going with the Chargers in this one. Moving into the AFC-NFC games, we have the Titans at the Bears. This was close to being the crap fest of the week, I won't lie to you. Okay, we got a rookie quarterback up against Will Levis, so that's not a whole lot of action going on there. I do hate the Titans, and the Bears roster is honestly not bad. Especially their offense is pretty good, and they've made some key moves on the defensive front as well. So the Bears, I think, just with the better roster, and I do think Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Will Levis, even right now, before he has his first NFL start. So I think Williams will go out there and get his first victory as an NFL quarterback in his first game. Next, we have the Steelers at the Falcons. Now, the Falcons signed Big Kirko, and he's got some weapons around him, all right? Kyle Pitts, hopefully this is the year, man, all right? I can only be a believer for so long, all right? But now you have a real quarterback on your team, and you should be able to perform, is all I'm saying. The Steelers have the fun time of Russell Wilson and then Fields sitting behind him waiting for his chance. Steelers will be going 9-8 this year and making the 7th seed in the playoffs, but I think they're going to start off the season 0-1 because I think the Falcons are more exciting, and this may be one I get wrong, but I believe in my boy Kirk. I think he can do it with this new fun offense. Next, we have the Cardinals at the Bills. Now, the Bills are a lot different than they were the last couple of years, okay? Big changes at the roster. The wide receivers are basically no one, and it's really just Josh Allen. I mean, their defense is so bad they have DeMar Hamlin starting this week. That's rough. The Cardinals, though, they're still not a good team. They did draft Marvin Harrison. I like that pick a lot. James Conner's still a solid back, but I think overall they're bad. And so I will be picking the Bills to take this one. Next, we have the Broncos at the Seahawks. Now, these teams seem to have some sort of rivalry based on the Russell Wilson trade, but the Broncos are starting Bo Nix. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks. No messing around. We're going with the Seahawks here. They're the far better team. I don't really know what Sean Payton's doing. I thought it was a good hire when it happened. Now I'm not so sure. So Seahawks getting this one. And next we have the Cowboys at the Browns. Well, we got Deshaun Cosby back and healthy for the Browns with Jameis Winston hiding behind, hoping something happens and he gets to play a little bit. The Cowboys did shake up the roster. They brought Zeke back in at running back, and someone else washed. Calvin Cooks, I think. So real odd running back tandem there. But they still do have Dak, who, even though I'm not a Dak fan, he puts up numbers and he wins games. All right. And CeeDee Lamb is a top 5 receiver in the league, I would say. So they have some people there. And Zeke really didn't have the worst season last year. He's definitely washed, but he didn't have the worst season last year. That was also in New England. So who knows how good he even still is. Browns, that defense is good, but Chubb is still missing this week. No hate against Jerome Ford, but it's just a different guy back there. I think the Cowboys are going to get this one. Next, we have the Jets at the 49ers. Rodgers is attempting to play for the Jets again, and once again, he is facing the man who tore his Achilles last year. He's also playing probably the best team in the NFC. They were able to bring back Ayuk, and I believe Williams just signed his contract after our dear friend Ricky Purcell got shot. He said that was actually a large reason why he decided to stop holding out and get the contract done. Apparently, getting shot will bring the whole team together. But yeah, I'm going with the Niners here. There is the potential for the funniest thing of all time to happen, though. Next, we have the Packers at the Eagles. Packers, Jordan Love, I'm a big fan. I was hating a little bit earlier in the season last year, but I've come around. I like it. I like what he's doing. And the Eagles are not going to be good this year. I think they'll have a decent record just because half their division is real garbage, but I don't think they're going to be that top tier team that they were the last couple of years. Without Kelsey at center, that's going to hurts a lot, and their whole running game and the tush push especially. So I think they're going to be a little bit of a shell of the team they've been the last couple of years. Packers, on the other hand, I think they're on the up and coming. It'll be interesting to see how their wide receivers progress, but I think they're in a good spot, and I will be picking the Packers to win this one. Next is the Panthers at the Saints. Now, I've seen a lot of people say this is the stinkiest game of the week. I disagree. I think there is a stinkier game. This is still a very stinky game, but it's not the stinkiest. I think Carr gets a lot more hate than he deserves. I like Derek Carr. I think he's a solid quarterback. I don't think he's a top guy anymore, but I think he's a solid quarterback. The Panthers, on the other hand, are probably the bottom 2 roster in the league. They made some moves. They definitely are better than they were last year, but they're still not good. And the Panthers are still bad, and the Saints are definitely better. So I'm going with the Saints in this one. Now, next game is the crap fest of the week. We have the Minnesota Vikings starting Sam Darnold going up against the New York Giants starting Daniel Jones. That is an absolute stink fest of quarterbacks, and I don't even think I want to watch that. I was going to say maybe, it'd be funny to watch. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I want to watch that. It's going to be bad. It's going to be gross. Both teams are bad. The Vikings, with added injuries, might be the bottom 3 roster in the NFL. Okay, they lost a lot of guys. They still have Jay Jettas, and they have Addison, who apparently got the charges dropped, I think, on his DUI. So he's actually playing. Not a lot of excitement, I would say, Minnesota this year. They've had a ton of injuries. They had not a first round. They had one of their draft picks die, which is a tragedy. But just a lot of bad things happening, especially in their secondary. A couple injuries there and stuff like that. So Vikings are going to be bad. I'm going to go with the Giants. They're also the home team, so that helps a little bit as well. Next, we have the Washington Commanders. Worst name you could possibly have. Gosh, it sucks. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love Baker Mayfield. A huge Baker Mayfield fan. And he's going up against Jaden Daniels, who I don't think is going to be successful in the NFL. I think he's another one of those guys, like Anthony Richardson, who's going to be hurt by, at the latest, like week 5. Okay? Just the way they play is very hurtful to their body. And they don't seem to be able to figure this out, so it's going to be tough for them. I don't think Washington's going to have a good season this year. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, has a great shot at the division, and so I will be picking them. And last but not least, we have the Los Angeles Rams going up against the Detroit Lions. And this is, in fact, our upset of the week. A lot of people are super hot on the Lions. I don't even think they're going to win their division. I think the Packers are going to be the sneaky team here. They're going to win that division. There's a lot. They're becoming a little too corny for me. Lions coming a little too corny for me. A lot of people are excited. They're like, oh, the Lions are good now. Yeah, but they're becoming real corny. And I hate the media surrounding Aiden Hutchinson. Not a fan. Not a fan. So I am picking the Rams to take the upset here. Stafford, I think, is probably maybe top 5 QB, maybe just a little out of the top 5 QBs in the NFL right now. And with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua both healthy to start the season, I think they're going to be hard to stop. I would say they're another sneaky team. I think they're definitely, I don't know if they're good enough to win the division with San Francisco there, but I think they're sneaky enough to get a wild card spot for sure. So that's another team I want to say watch for the season. But I believe that is all the picks that we've got. Thanks for coming back and watching this fantastic series, and I hope you continue to stick around for the next ones. But thanks for watching. I think that's all, and let's do well in this week 1. All right, let's try to have a good record here.